There will be 5 women testifying at Bill Cosby's retrial. That is a big increase from the first trial, where there were just 2 women who took the stand, plaintiff Andrea Constand and Kelly Johnson. Constand will be taking the stand once again, and this time be joined by Janice Baker-Kinney, Janice Dickinson, Chelan, lasha, Lisa-Lotte, Lublin and Heidi Thomas. Prosecutors had been hoping to have 13 women testify alongside Constand to speak to a pattern of behavior exhibited by the defendant. Cosby, 80, has been accused of drugging and raping over 40 women. Kinney said she was 24 in May 1982 when she and a friend met Cosby at the casino where she worked in Reno, Nevada. She said the 3 of them went back to Cosby's apartment, where he gave her some pills. Baker-Kinney willingly took 2 pills and said she began to get blurry vision while playing backgammon with Cosby. Hours later, she claims she woke up naked in bed with the comedian, and he told her to keep their encounter to themselves. "I was mortified at what had happened," said Kinney back in 2015 when she went public with her allegations at a press conference. "All this time, and for many years, I felt that this was my fault." The defense tried to deny Baker-Kinney's admission as a witness by arguing that her story is nothing like Ms. Constand, because she only met Cosby once, voluntarily took Quaaludes and apologized for passing out. The supermodel claims that Cosby sexually assaulted her in 1982 after giving her an unknown pill. Dickinson said in the 2014 interview that Cosby invited her to dinner to discuss a role on The Cosby Show and at one point offered her a glass of wine and a pill. "The next morning I woke up and I wasn't wearing my pajamas, and I remember, before I passed out, that I had been sexually assaulted by this man," she told Entertainment Tonight. "I remember waking up with my pajamas off, and there was semen in between my legs." Dickinson said her last memory of the night was of Cosby taking off his robe and climbing on top of her, and that the next morning she remembers a lot of pain. The supermodel claimed the incident occurred in Lake Tahoe, California in 1982. In her memoir, Dickinson detailed some of her evening in Lake Tahoe with Cosby, but told a very different story. She said she was drinking with Cosby at dinner, and after being invited back to his room, told him she was tired, at which point he slammed his door in her face. Legal claims made by Cosby and his team may be why she decided not to print her current version of the story. She said back in 2014 that she came forward because she believes the other victims who have spoken publicly and that it is the right thing to do. As for what she would say to Cosby if she saw him, Dickinson did not mince words. "How dare you," she said. "Go FCK yourself.How dare you take advantage of me.And I hope you rot." She is also currently preparing to face off with Cosby in a defamation lawsuit filed because of his response to her allegations. Soon after the 2014 interview aired, Cosby's attorney Marty Singer responded to requests for comment by disputing Dickinson's claim that she was drugged and raped by his client and calling the allegation an outrageous defamatory lie. A judge ruled in November that because he sent out that statement and a subsequent press release, Singer will also face claims in the case. "We fail to see how justice is served by granting Singer a windfall immunity based on Cosby's pursuit of a meritless motion," wrote California 2nd District Court of Appeals Associate Justice Lawrence Rubin. It was also ruled that Dickinson could recover all legal costs related to the appeal from Singer and Cosby. Lasha said in a 2014 press conference that Cosby attacked her when she was just 17 in 1986, when she was an aspiring model. She said her stepmother had sent pictures of her to the star, and he called her at home in Las Vegas, inviting her to the Hilton Las Vegas, where he was performing, and she had a job. She then went up to Elvis Presley's suite to meet him, and after telling him she had a cold, he gave her a blue pill, which he said was an antihistamine, with a double shot of amaretto. She said he was rubbing my neck and saying that he might have to have someone come in and give me stress therapy. She claimed he told her to change into a Hilton bathrobe and wet her hair to see the modeling scout. Someone did briefly come up to the room, pretending to be from the Ford modeling agency, telling her she needed to lose 10 pounds and taking some pictures. Then, Chelan said, Cosby walked her to the bedroom and gave her another shot of amaretto, which he claimed would help her cold. I laid down, she said. He laid down next to me on the bed and began pinching my left nipple and humping my leg while he was grunting. I could not open my eyes. I couldn't move or say anything. I felt something warm on my legs. Then I blacked out. 13 to 16 hours later I woke up by hearing Mr. Cosby clapping his hands and saying, "Daddy says wake up." He gave me $1,500. He said the money was to buy something nice for me and my grandmother, and he also invited me to go to the Temptations show with my grandmother. My grandmother went, but I did not go because I was too sick. Then he invited us to his show. My grandmother really wanted to go. I did not, but I went with her and heckled him. As a result, I was fired from job. Lublin said she met Cosby in 1989 at a hotel in Las Vegas and that he asked her to perform an improvisation so that he could evaluate her acting. According to the ex-model, she and Cosby were in the Elvis suite at the Hilton Hotel when he offered her 2 drinks and proceeded to pet her hair. A short time later she passed out, but she remembered the color of the walls in the room and a flood of bright light, she said in a 2015 press conference. She said that she believes she was sexually assaulted by Cosby while passed out in the hotel. Prior to this, she and her mother had gone for a run with the comedian.The defense argued that Lublin assumes she is a victim based on other media accounts, but can only remember Cosby stroking her hair. In 1984, Heidi Thomas," Johnson, was a 24-year-old model from Denver, Colorado, who was dreaming of a career in acting. Thomas was being represented by the city's top modeling agency, JF Images, but by 1984 she was questioning whether or not she wanted to stay in the business. Then one day in the spring of 1984, she got a call from an agent who told her that a famous entertainer was searching for young talent to mentor. Thomas said that Annie Maloney of JF Images instructed her to travel to Reno, Nevada, where she was supposed to meet with Bill Cosby, who allegedly had expressed interest in becoming her acting coach. Cosby greeted Thomas at the entrance and ushered her inside, according to the woman. The aspiring actress began by performing a monologue for Cosby, who then asked her to do a cold read of a person who was intoxicated. Thomas said Cosby was not impressed because, to his mind, she was not convincing as a drunk. She recalled that Cosby wanted her to relax, so he poured her a glass of Chablis.The married music teacher said that her memory of the next several hours is very hazy, but when she woke up later that night, she found herself in bed next to a naked Bill Cosby who was forcing himself in her mouth. According to the woman, the married comedian then got on top of her and said to her, "I'm your friend." "Your friend is gonna ejaculate again," according to the 54-year-old mother of three. Thomas said she was confused as to what happened and eventually stormed out of the room and slammed the door behind her, but she later apologized to Cosby for being rude. She spent 3 more days with Cosby and said they were all hazy, and a blur.The defense argued she has given 3 versions of her story.